Today you don't have to stand up if you're in the military, okay? You don't have to stand up. Gee, you don't have to stand up. Marches of the military. Percussion all switched up. Here we go. Marches of the military. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ready, go! Go gallop, play all the repeats. Play all the repeats. All the repeats. Joe, come around this way. Reinforcements, reinforcements. Put it up, 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 put it up. Take your time. You want to stand up here and tune the opportunity. Set. Go gallop. Here we go. Go gallop. 1, 2, ready, go. The 4-measure percussion solo was played by Chris, who was standing out there in the aisle ready to come in. So that's what we missed. Star Wars starting to pick up for 5. You're on the big screen, so please watch yourself. You're on the big screens up there. Watch the sign, watch the code of cut. May the force be with you on May 7th, and may my horse win. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. can you help him with the trip. Wait till we play this number. Quick, have to wait till we play this number. Here we go, in the mood. One. In the mood, ready, percussion. 1, 2, 1,
Cowboys is up.
As soon as she sits down, Cowboys. Here we go. Get on your horses, ladies and gentlemen. All set?
Here we go. 1, 2,
1, 2, 3.
Well, good afternoon. Will the members of the audience please stand and join us in singing our national anthem?
National anthem. Ready, Mike?
You're all in magnificent voice today. Welcome to our 51st commencement ceremony. As you know, the focus of commencement is on students and about the academic and social experience gained during their stay with us. Here to share reflections of his experience at Schoolcraft is James Boyce, Vice President, Phi Theta Kappa, Omicron Iota Chapter. James?
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, faculty, friends, and families. I would like to give a quick thank you to my advisor, Todd Stoll, for giving me the honor of speaking in front of such a prestigious group of individuals. He unfortunately could not be here today, although he has played a large role in my and many others' careers at Schoolcraft and wishes he could have been. I would also like to thank Dr. Jeffress and the Board of Trustees for being here and for always being immensely supportive in all of our academic endeavors. Let me be the first in officially congratulating all of you. We're all getting ready to move on to the next chapter of our lives, something that, for me, was difficult to fathom a couple of years ago, just having started at Schoolcraft College. And I think it's safe to say that this may go for many of you as well. When I first stepped into college life in the halls of the BTC and liberal arts building, saying that I was unsure as to what my future would hold would be an understatement. I had no clue as to what field I should follow as a career, let alone what field I truly wanted the rest of my life to consist of. A reason for that fact was not only did I not have a full picture of what was offered to me in the real world, but I also didn't know what I was capable of, leaving me to think that it was probably not much. Although, I began to take courses to see if something would interest me. And to my surprise, I not only found subjects that I was interested in, I was presented with a new problem. What don't I enjoy learning? How am I supposed to just pick one thing? It's all so interesting. This, of course, had much to do with the knowledge and enthusiasm of a great teaching staff. We get a wonderful opportunity at the beginning of our college careers here at Schoolcraft, considering the fact that we have smaller classrooms, allowing for better relationships with professors, and having those professors much of the time be well experienced, eager to teach and enlighten, and all around incredible role models. So now, rather, it was not that I didn't know what was offered or what I may like to do. I had to choose my favorite out of a wide array of topics. A challenge that I believe was not only my own, though easier than the first that I had faced. Now being driven by this mindset, I had a newfound motivation to get involved, learn, and see where I could fit in even more. a feeling that I had not come across much before. Schoolcraft seems prepared for this moment in a student's life because one will find that there is no shortage of clubs and organizations with which to indulge in and grow as an individual. Phi Theta Kappa being one that I had the privilege to play a role in. Shout out Omicron Iota. Through these groups and opportunities, it becomes exponentially easier to pinpoint that one subject that makes us excited doesn't quite do the feeling justice. Passionate, thrilled, elated to get to wake up and work on, do research in, and even teach. It was through a couple of these groups and the devotion of remarkable professors and colleagues that I found that one. Although I am absolutely upset to be leaving Schoolcraft, an institution that helped me grow, bettered me, and formed life-lasting relationships, I'm ecstatic to begin the next page in my book, as are all of you. I can definitively say that through the help of Schoolcraft College and all that it has to offer, I not only know exactly what it is that I want the rest of my life to consist of, but I know what I'm capable of. And just like every single one of you, it's a whole lot. Thank you.
Thank you very much, James. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you those who are seated on the stage. I would respectfully ask that you hold your applause until the introductions have been completed, and we're going to start at the rear and working our way forward. We have on your right, Treasurer of the Board, Eric Stempian. Board Member and Trustee Gretchen Alanez. Secretary of the Board of Trustees, James G. Fasson. Trustee Joan A. Gebhardt. Vice Chair of the Board is not with us this evening. The Chair of the Board of Trustees, Brian Broderick. Next to Brian is Frank Ruggiero, Executive Director of Marketing and Advancement. And next to him is our featured speaker that we'll hear about in a little bit, Justice Richard Bernstein. To your left, we have Dr. Alec Thompson, President of the Faculty Forum, Cheryl Hagan, Vice President and Chief Student Affairs Officer, Richard Weinkoff, Vice President and Chief Academic Officer, and I'm Conway Jeffress. I'm the President of Schoolcraft College. Thank you. We're certainly pleased that all of our guests could be with us today to celebrate the accomplishment of those who are about to graduate. Many sacrifices have been made to get to this day. Parents, friends, husbands, wives, children have all had to take a backseat occasionally to some big test or some paper that never seemed to quite come together. But we are all here now. Graduates, you have done something that most Americans have not done, and that is earn a college degree. This day is one of the strongest indicators of future success. Research shows that those people who finish one major task tend to finish other major tasks. On behalf of the trustees, the faculty, the staff, and myself, I extend to you the most sincere congratulations to all of you for a job well done. And now I have a great honor of introducing our guest speaker. In 2014, Justice Richard Bernstein became the first blind justice elected by voters statewide to serve on the state's highest court, the Michigan Supreme Court. He began serving his first 8-year term in January of 2015. Justice Bernstein has always demonstrated a strong commitment to justice and fairness, as demonstrated by his tireless advocacy for disabled rights as an attorney leading the Public Service Division of the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. His influence in this arena extends well beyond Michigan's borders, setting national standards, protecting the rights and safety of people with and without disabilities. Among his influential cases while in the private sector, he represented the Paralyzed Veterans of America in partnership with the United States Department of Justice in an action against the University of Michigan to allow for safer access for disabled individuals when the university's alterations to the Big House Stadium failed to accommodate the present disabled visitors. The case established guidelines that are used by all commercial facilities across the country. He represented disabled residents against the Oakland County Road Commission after the roundabout traffic circles were built without disabled access. This changed the future of ADA compliance for road construction throughout the United States. In a hallmark settlement against Delta Airlines and Detroit Metro Airport, Bernstein gained accessibility for disabled flyers, helping to set the standard for which all airlines and airports are covered under the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. He also challenged the City of New York to make Central Park and all parks safer for visitors and accessible for disabled and visually impaired individuals. Among the honors he has received, he has been named the Michiganian of the Year by Detroit News. He is one of 40 under 40 named by Crane's Detroit Business. He is recognized worldwide by CNN as a leader in government honesty. These are just a few of the dozens of honors and awards he has received throughout the years. He's no stranger to higher education. In addition to being a Phi Beta Kappa graduate of the University of Michigan, he earned his Juris Doctorate from Northwestern University School of Law. Justice Bernstein has also served an 8-year term as Wayne State University Board of Trustees governors, including serving as chair of the board in 2009 and 10. He has also served as an adjunct professor in the political science department of the University of Michigan. And in his spare time, he has been an avid runner. He has completed 18 marathons, including 8 New York City marathons and the full Ironman triathlon in Idaho in 2008 and a half Ironman in Israel 2011. I'm impressed. I think we can learn a great deal from this dynamic, well-rounded individual, and we are very fortunate to have him here to share his wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Justice Richard H. Bernstein.
Mic is right in front of you.
Upon a person's death, the ancient Greeks would ask one simple question in trying to define that person's life. They would ask, was this an individual who lived their life with passion? People ask me today, what type of wisdom would I give to you, this being your graduation day? And I would respond by telling them, today is our day that we learn from you. You should be so proud. Congratulations to each and every single one of you. This is your day. This is your moment. This is your time. This is an incredible day for not only you, but for your families. You can't even begin to realize the level of pride, the incredible joy that your loved ones have for you today. For we are here to learn from you. It is your passion. It is your energy. It is your resilience that helps to guide us all, that allows for us to all be inspired, that allows for us to see a sense of hope, joy, and future that you are going to bestow upon us. We are here to learn from you the challenges that you faced on those cold mornings, those incredibly late nights that you had to keep working. For many of you, you were working and going to school at the same time. You're helping your families. You're trying to get a better life. We are here to learn from you. We are here to take pride from you. We are here to take joy from you. You simply have to realize the impact and the effect that you have had on so many people by accomplishing and achieving what you have done that allows for us to be here and to celebrate with you here today. May God bless each and every one of you. May He continue to give you strength. May He continue to give you encouragement. May He continue to allow for you to inspire the way that you have always been able to do. It's interesting. Albert Einstein once said that you can go through life and you can choose to see that there are no miracles, or you can go through life and you can find the miracles that present themselves to you each and every day. This ceremony, your graduation, your families, represent that idea of the miraculous joy that comes out of life. I always remember a conversation I had when I first got to become a judge. We were talking about what is it that makes a good judge? What are the qualities that go into being a great jurist? And people responded by saying, well, a good judge is an academic, a good writer, a person who has published, a person with great intellect. And I remember saying that you've left out the most important quality. You've left out the most meaningful thing. When asked what that was, I responded by saying, life experience. It is our life experiences that shape us. It is our life experiences that guide us. It is our life experiences that allow for us to understand and appreciate the world to which we were born into. The blessing that every one of you has is your life experiences. You know struggle. You know challenge. You know hardship. But you also know resolve. You know energy. You know resilience. You know that you can simply never stop. You can simply never quit. You simply have to go on. You have that experience. You have that understanding. You have that appreciation that most people will never come to know or even begin to understand. And it's our hope, it's your faculty's hope, it's your family's hope that you will translate the life experiences that God has given you. You will challenge the difficulties that you have faced, the things that you have encountered, the nobility that you have by completing the mission that you have completed, by overcoming the odds. It is your responsibility to now go forward and share those life experiences, to allow for others to learn from you, and to use the experiences you have brought here today to enhance and to impact and to make our community, our state, and our nation and the world better by your experience, by your work, by your effort, by who you are. I always remember awakening at Mount Sinai Hospital after having gone through a catastrophic injury. And as you go through life, you will find, as many of you already have, that there are certain moments that are going to define your path. As I awoke in the trauma unit, a wonderful man came to my bedside. And he helped me to realize that other than the choice that we as humans make as it pertains to the great power that exists between forces of good versus evil, that everything else that happens in our life has been inscribed, has been set forth, has been etched into the great book of life. But the one great power that we as humans have is how do we choose to react to the lives that we have been given? How do we choose to react to the lives that God has chosen for each and every one of us? Today is a symbol of that. You have chosen the kind of life you want to live. You have chosen the kind of impact you want to have. You have chosen the kind of effect that you want to bring upon your community. You have chosen what kind of a life you are going to live, the impact it's going to have, and the effect that we are all going to gain from your presence in our community and from your presence in our world. You know all too well, as graduates here today, that an easy life does not always correspond to a good one. And often it is the case that through the challenge, through the struggle, through the hardship of life, you come to understand your mission. You come to understand your purpose. You come to understand your ultimate reason for being. As you go forward with your lives, there will be incidents that will have a tremendous impact on who you are and the course you're going to take. I always share this story because it had such an effect on me. I was a young attorney and I got a call from a wonderful young mother. She had some questions for me. She wanted to know why it was that of all the people in the world, God would choose her in giving her a child with severe special needs. What kind of a future is my newborn going to have, she wanted to know. Would he ever have friends? Do you think he'll ever go to school? Do you think he'll ever get married? Do you think he'll ever live independent? What's going to happen to him when I am no longer here? But she asked the most probing question of all, because she asked me, when do you think my family will ever have an ordinary life? And at what point do you think we'll finally have the chance to stop suffering? I responded by saying the same words I'll share with you today. There's nothing about us that's ordinary. There's nothing about you that's ordinary. You were sent here. You were created to be extraordinary. And yes, as we go through life, we do have to experience some suffering. But what you know all too well because of your own personal experiences that got you here today is that it's not about the suffering, it's about the struggle. And it's the struggle that makes us great. It's the struggle that gives us our mission. It's the struggle that gives us our purpose. It's the struggle that gives us our focus. It is the struggle that gives us life. A life of excitement, a life of adventure, a life where we come to realize that we're part of something bigger and greater than ourselves. That we're part of a plan that we can't understand or appreciate or even begin to comprehend, but we know it's grand. We know it's noble. We know it's meaningful. We know that it's going to change the world. Now, as you heard the president say, I have been blessed. I've had the opportunity to complete 19 marathons and a full Ironman competition. For those of you who are unfamiliar, an Ironman is a 2.4-mile swim followed by a 112-mile bike to be completed by a 26.2-mile run. The rules of the competition are quite simple. If you stop, if you rest, if you take a break, you run the risk of missing a cutoff. If a cutoff is missed, you will be immediately disqualified from the competition. There are no exceptions. If you finish at 12:05 instead of 12 o'clock, it is like you were never even there. 2 years of work, effort, and training will simply be for nothing. So I invite you to picture, if you would, how it would feel to dive into a frigid body of water. The water temperature that morning of Lake Coeur d'Alene was 55 degrees. I'd like you to envision how it would feel to swim in darkness. You don't have any idea where you started. You don't have any idea where you're going, but most terrifyingly, you don't have any idea where you are. Being the only disabled competitor, the other swimmers repeatedly kick you over and over again in the face. Not intentionally, but it's just the nature of the competition. Being blind, you can't brace for the ensuing impact. You try to surface, but there's other swimmers immediately above you, so it's impossible. And lastly, other competitors become ensnared and entangled in the rope that connects you to your guide. And as they become entangled in the rope starts taking you below the surface. You try to keep your head above the waves, but it becomes increasingly difficult because the more that you try, the quicker the rope becomes entangled. And the quicker the rope becomes entangled, the faster it starts to take you below the surface. The oxygen gets harder and harder to find. But it's at moments like this as we go through our lives that those miracles happen. Because you come to realize, just like you have realized today through your journey and through your efforts and through your endless work, that you seem to always have what you need when you need it. You don't have anything more, but you never seem to have anything less either. And you come to find something extraordinary at these moments of time, just as you did as you were staying up late at night, just as you did as you were driving through the cold, just as you did as you were leaving your children behind at breakfast so that you could give them a better life. You come to find the beauty of what Schoolcraft represents. The idea that our bodies are mortal, but our souls are all powerful, and our spirits know no bounds. We ask ourselves the eternal question that goes back to the book of Job, the question that we all ask, that we all seek answer to, which is, why is it that bad things happen to otherwise such good people? And why is it that there are some who walk among us that have to know a greater struggle, a greater challenge, and a greater hardship than others? You as Schoolcraft students working through the challenge and difficulties, trying to find the money to get to school, working those 1 or 2 jobs that you have to work, probably ask yourself, why is it that it seems like I have to work so much harder? Why is it that there seems like there's so many more challenges? Why is it that it seems like life is just so much more difficult for some than it is for others. In my last remaining moments with you today, I want to share with you a story that I believe helps to answer some of these questions. It was a beautiful day in Central Park. I was walking in the pedestrian lane. I've learned Central Park. I've memorized the loop that serves as a circumference, so I'm able to walk without assistance. And as I was doing so, a bicyclist was traveling at a speed of in excess of 35 miles an hour. Due to such a high rate of speed, he was unable to maintain control of his bicycle, and in doing so, veered into the pedestrian lane where I was walking, where he struck me directly in the back. The impact was catastrophic. It required over 10 weeks of hospitalization at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. It's those little things in life that you miss the most. You miss what it was like to have the opportunity to use the bathroom or take a shower. You miss how it felt to be able to lie in bed without having to writhe in pain. People used to come and visit, and I'd ask them, so tell me, where are you going after you leave the hospital? And they would tell it to me in a very rudimentary, mundane way. They would say, oh, I'm going to go and have dinner, pick up my dry cleaning, maybe do some shopping. If there's one lesson that you can take from our time today, it is this: enjoy every facet of life, for it's the little things that make it count. It's the little things that we strive for. It's the little things that give us purpose, and it's the little things that create life at its essence, at its core. And what you have already learned and what your foundations have already allowed you to discover through your work here at this amazing college is something extraordinary and something miraculous. For you have learned the most important lessons of life. You learn that as you move forward, you take it one step at a time. You take it one day at a time. You take it one challenge at a time. In my situation, it was about celebrating the fact that I could sit up in bed. It was about celebrating the fact that I was able to use a walker. It was about celebrating the fact that you could finally make it to the nurse's station. Often in life, we're forced to look behind us, but what you have been able to do is look forward. What today is about is the idea of saying that we're all about the future. We're all about what's in front of us. We're all about the life and the joy that we're going to experience from this day forward. We're all about the adventure and the challenge and the difficulty, but we're all about embracing where we're going to go. So why is it that bad things happen to good people? And why is it that there are some who have to know a greater struggle or a greater hardship or a greater difficulty than others can possibly begin to imagine or attempt to comprehend? It was about 2 years ago, and it was time for the New York City Marathon. As we ran through the streets of New York on a shattered hip and crushed pelvis, the pain became so significant that as we reached mile 18 and crossed the 59th Street Bridge and began our way up First Avenue, I remember reaching out to the Creator and saying, please give me the strength to finish. Please don't let me lose consciousness. Please don't let the pain become so great that I will ultimately pass out. And every one of you will hit these times in your life. And I urge you to look within and to always remember that at those moments, at those times, that's when you find your sense of peace. For me, it was finding a peace with my new body, my new life, my new situation. But ultimately, it's when I was finally able to have a sense of peace with our Creator. So lastly, why is it that bad things happen to good people? And just why is it that some people have to know a greater struggle and a greater hardship and a greater difficulty than others? I believe that you have given us the answer. At a certain point in life, you can't spend your time and your energy and your effort trying to get over it. You simply have no other choice but to find yourself and find a way to just get on with it. For it is through the challenge and the struggle and the hardship of life that we will do what is hard to achieve what is great. Celebrate your life experiences. Celebrate your difficulties. Celebrate your challenges, because it is those challenges and difficulties that you will share with other people. It is those challenges and difficulties that allowed me to run for justice, and it is those challenges and difficulties that allow for us to be able to sit in judgment of other people with empathy, with understanding, and with compassion for the stories and the challenges and the hardship and the difficulties that those who come before us have to face. Embrace your life experiences. Embrace your story. Share it with others. For you are great poets and great novelists. And within any great work of art, there will always be many chapters. But always remember, you must have chapters of pain, struggle, and setback. For it is only through those chapters that you will come to find hope, that you will come to find joy, and that you will come to find triumph. Today is our day to celebrate life. Life for its good and life for its bad. Celebrate our purpose, celebrate our mission, celebrate our reason for being. But most importantly, celebrate the simple fact that extraordinary things can, will, and must happen for each and every one of you. But celebrate the idea and the truth that even though our bodies are mortal, it is our souls, it is our spirits that know no bounds.
Thank you again, Justice Bernstein, and we're going to ask you to stay here, and our chair, Brian Broderick, would like to bestow some honors upon you. Okay.
Because we are predominantly an associate degree institution, an associate degree is the highest honorary degree the college awards to persons who have rendered distinguished service to the college and to the community. In recognition of your continuous support of education, your support of Schoolcraft College, and your commitment to and leadership in our community, we are pleased to present this honorary Associate in Arts and Sciences degree to Justice Richard H. Bernstein.
We have another honorary degree to present this afternoon, and this is to Michael Hansen. Now, Mike, would you please join me over here, please? Thank you. For those of you who don't know, Mike Hansen currently serves as the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Michigan Community College Association. This is a position he's held since 2006. And in this role, Mike has had a tremendous positive impact on all 28 community colleges in Michigan. As I will share in a moment, he has especially been helpful to Schoolcraft College and its students and graduates. But first, let me tell you a little bit about Mike's background. After graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree in American Political Science and a teaching certificate from the University of Michigan, Mike began his professional career teaching high school social studies in public schools. In 1988, he began working with the Michigan Senate Fiscal Agency as a nonpartisan fiscal analyst in support of the Michigan Senate, during which time he earned a master's degree in labor and industrial relations from the Michigan State University, showing his bipartisan nature. His 18-year career with the Senate Fiscal Agency culminated in a position as chief analyst, where his responsibility included staffing the Joint Capital Outlay Subcommittee and the Appropriations Subcommittee on Community Colleges. Mike has been instrumental in ensuring that community colleges in Michigan have continued to be at the forefront of the legislative minds in recent years. His focus has resulted on consistency and balance in funding from the state for community colleges and its students during a time when other programs and services have experienced dramatic declines. Mike has also played an integral role in the passage of legislation in 2014, which allowed Schoolcraft College and other community colleges to award the baccalaureate degrees in certain programs. This landmark achievement in Michigan legislation resulted last year in the launch of our own Bachelor of Science degree in culinary arts. Mike, we all appreciate your dedication to higher education and the opportunities for students in the state of Michigan that you've provided. Your continued support for community colleges, and especially the active role you've played in the success of Schoolcraft, is very, very crucial to all of us. Therefore, it is with great pleasure and respect that we present to you with this honorary Associate Degree of Arts and Sciences from Schoolcraft College.
Well, thank you. First of all, let me tell you what an honor this is to share this day with all of you. The Schoolcraft College class of 2016. We get up every day at the Community College Association with one goal and one goal only, and that is to improve the condition of community colleges in this state. Because we know that if they do well, their students will do well. So to participate in days like this certainly makes it all seem worthwhile and gives it special meaning. I'm joined here by three great people in my life. First of all, my parents are both with us, and my dad today celebrates his 84th birthday. So if you have a second, make sure to wish him happy birthday. And my dear friend, Catherine Summers, who is also an employee of the Senate Fiscal Agency working on behalf of education. So I am humbled, honored, and it's been a great thrill to be here today. Thank you very much.
Next, I would like to welcome Mr. Paul Vann to the stage to receive the Distinguished Alumni Award. Paul Vann is a graduate of the Schoolcraft College class of 2004. Paul has gone on to have a stellar career working in Washington, D.C. He is a recognized leader and expert in the field of cybersecurity design, architecture, and network defense. After earning his associate degree from Schoolcraft College, he went on to complete his Bachelor of Science degree, majoring in leadership and management at Bluefield College in Virginia. He began his career in Washington, D.C. as a senior information security engineer with the Congressional Budget Office. He managed the technology and highly sensitive information of this high-profile agency. He was responsible for keeping nearly all of its 300 employees secure from intruders and hackers. In addition to serving as a senior manager and chief information security engineer for Raytheon, Paul has spent the past 12 years working in the District of Columbia, specifically on Capitol Hill for the legislative branch. Paul is the recipient of the Director's Award from the Congressional Budget Office. This is the highest award given to employees of CBO. Paul was given this distinguished award based on the cybersecurity work he provided the agency during his 7-year tenure. After joining the United States Capitol Police, Paul was promoted to Chief Information Security Officer and Chief Enterprise Architect of the United States Capitol Police in 2015. Paul now oversees all cybersecurity at the nation's capital. With over 20 years of experience in systems design, network design, security implementation, and policy development, Paul has developed innovative and affordable approaches for the rapid deployment of cyber threat detection and remediation technologies. And we are proud to call him one of our own. Mr. Paul Vann, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Schoolcraft College, we are very proud to present you with this 2016 Distinguished Alumni Award. Thank you for your ongoing support of Schoolcraft College and our students, and for your exemplary representation of all that a Schoolcraft College graduate can accomplish.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the introduction. That was great. And thank you to Dr. Jeffress, the Board of Foundation, the administration, faculty, and staff. Thank you to my family and friends that are attending, and thank you to Vicki Rexius for continuing to reach out to all the alumni. And finally, congratulations to each of you today graduating. You all deserve another round of applause. I'm very honored to be here as your speaker at your commencement ceremony today. When I was asked to speak here today, I had mixed emotions. First, of course, I was very honored, but subconsciously I was saying to myself, they want me to give advice to the Schoolcraft College class of 2016 about how to be prosperous and fulfilled. I'll be honest, it took me quite some time to get my associate's degree. I had attended college classes on and off from the time I graduated from high school, but I just could not find my niche. I pretty much tried out every major that Schoolcraft College had to offer, still not feeling a sense of fulfillment. And then one day I remembered messing around with my family computer at a young age and rediscovered something that truly intrigued me. I quickly learned that the hunger to learn more about the inner workings of the computer was something that I was passionate about. I was very fortunate to meet someone who ran a computer help desk team, and I shared my interest with him. And he thought he would give me a shot at what would become my first job in information technology. I immediately knew that I had found my passion. From that point on, I was determined to learn more, and so I did. Much of what I have learned about cybersecurity did not come from sitting with my head in a book. It came from someone believing enough in me to give me a chance to prove myself. In order to fully be successful and happy in your future and career, you must do what you love. You need to find your passion. For some, you're born with it, with an innate sense of what drives you. For others, you need to discover this through experiences. One way is not better than the other. The best advice I can give you is never say never and never give up. Everyone has a niche in life, and your goal is to find it and live it fully. There is no set blueprint in life. Through trial and error, you will create your own blueprint, in regards to your career and life, and it is up to you to make it remarkable. Some of the most memorable people have had to endure many failures to get to the success in their lives. Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed, I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." You must live and learn and better yourself in everything you do. One of the most important things I can leave you with is to always remember to have an equal work-life balance. Don't let your career define you. Remember your family and your friends who have been your top supporters in seeing you succeed. I consider myself very fortunate to have a job I love and have adequate time to spend with my family. As Steve Jobs once said, your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Life is short, embrace it. Be happy. Being happy in your career makes for a happier home life. If you focus only on work, you will look back one day and regret the things that you have missed. Always remember to be humble in your career. Remember those who have helped you get where you are today, and pay it forward and do the same for the upcoming generations. Remember that you could be the difference in someone's future just by having faith in them and giving them a chance. My career has taken me places that I never thought I would go. In 2005, my family and I moved to Virginia so I could advance my career at the DC Superior Court. I later went on to work for Congressional Budget Office, where I was an integral part of the building their security infrastructure. In 2014, I moved on to U.S. Capitol Police and have done a complete restructure to better defend our nation's capital. In the very recent future, I have moved on from government and gone back private, and am now an employee of Raytheon Foreground Security, still working in cyber work, but helping other third world countries get to where we are today. I loved working for the federal government, but I did have a hunger to learn more. And I'm very excited to see what the future at Raytheon brings for me. May your futures find the same opportunities in your career field as I was so fortunate to have in mine. Good luck to all of you and all you do. Class of 2016, it truly has been an honor to speak here today. Thank you.
It's your turn. Now I'd like to introduce the Schoolcraft College Wind Ensemble, performing under the direction of Dr. Paul Michelson. The ensemble will perform a most appropriate piece for the occasion called Celebration and Tribute, composed by James Swearingen. Paul?
It's my pleasure to present the graduating class of 2015-2016 to President Jeffress. Dr. Jeffress, the faculty of Schoolcraft College recommends that those students who have successfully completed their course of study receive the appropriate degrees and certificates from Schoolcraft College. Will the graduates and candidates for degrees and certificates please rise?
By the authority of the laws of the state of Michigan and the powers vested in my office by the Board of Trustees of Schoolcraft College, I hereby confer upon you associate degrees and certificates with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You may please move your tassels from the right to the left side, for this signifies that you graduated. The class may take their seats, and each of the rows will be called up separately. Thank you.
James Joseph Boyce. Fanny Kimmons. William Caleb Erickson. Jacqueline Diane Hansen. Jacob Joseph Haffey. Fiona Cheney. April Dabblestein Shepler. Pauline Margaret Francis. Ritu Agrawal. Miriam Al-Saleh. Noor Al-Saleh. Noor Al-Janabi. Nicholas Infante. Patrick Floyd Corey. Eileen Beverly Archie. Tawanda Carrietta Johnson. Susan Eileen Liu. Pauline Jeanette Campbell. Theodore John Dobson. Pamela Marie Charles. Shianti Jabram Gilbert. Adeshala Teresa Ford. Jennifer Marie Essenmacher. Kayla Nicole Hellam. Dana Nicole Gressack. Eli Cuddy. Brittany Ann Krupinski. Brooke Anahid Leslie. Jessica Lee. Kendall Donchell English. Kyle Franklin Krifasi. Jessica Robin Clareman. Casey Jean Farmer. Samantha May Anger. Nahea Adele Ali. Matthew Lewis Boggs. Nathan Andrew Kyle. Nick Allen Leonard. Joseph Avery. Terry William Stiles. Nichelle Shanice Samuels. Amanda Baldwin. Dorico Alexander Jones. Malak Bazzi. Jacqueline Elizabeth Kirk. Hassam Mahmoud Haidal. Georgianne Romaine. Melissa Ann Hoppy. Lori Azuz. Christopher Scott Livingston. Kyle Anthony Ennis. Jesse Leo Henge. Leah Ann Gerardin. Irvin Fitzgerald Lynch. Allison Naran Andrzejewski.
England. Kind of like the country without the D.
Katie Lee England. Colin Patrick Hickson. Kelly Marie Citri. Alyssa Rose Bolton. Angel Ann Allen. Roland Burgai. Ryan Stephen Gamola. Russell Philip Casera II. Albin Hoxalari. Philip Aaron Sisk. Joseph Joshua Pieper. Stephen Michael Paris. Rachel Lauren Larukovich. Jennifer Mara Skindell. Farah Albarazi. Anna Kale. Mariah Lynn Barton. Amanda Jade Dixon. Joelle Therese Liberati. Kathleen Jean Howell. Michelle Ray Dooling. Gordana Janashevich. Tiffany Catherine Lublin. Victoria Laura Abdenauer. Nicholas Abraham Joseph. Rebecca Lynette Poland. Laura Catherine Doe. Jacqueline Lourdes Griffin. Stephanie Lee Kieser-Kirchhoff. Maria Gonzalez. Ferris Nicola Shahade. Nathan Daniel Cochero. Sarah Elizabeth Parrott. Terry Lynn David. Carla Lynette Pointer. Matthew Robert Hyde. Peter George Ehlert. Pamela Jean Caudill. Sierra Boggs. Malcolm Xavier Eugene Courtney. Yartel Darcel Brooks. Jacob Randall Hester. Mark Leon Bennett. Sherry Lynn Lucas. David Thomas Covert. Daniel Ronald Inson. Andrea Virginia Calderon. Denise Ann Lentini. Albana Braya. Jacob Todd Bersicki. Robert Layton. Amber Anthony. Jessica Howard. Jean Lee Calkins. Shane Calkins. Victoria Christina Gonzalez. Hannah Elizabeth West. Jennifer Lynn Kulik. Rachel Delia Haney. Camille Adeline Kreiderman. Daryl Goodman. John Francis Davey. Carlin Patrick Diachin. William Robert Lyons. Harsh Mystery. Tiffany Lynn Helwig. Nicoma Tanya Gale. James Leonard Best. Chelsea Renee Davis. Elizabeth Catherine Fishaw. Marissa Powell Michalak. Sasha Ann Limbright. Rebecca Ann Sager. Dina Marie Schaefer. Advish Flor Bukta. Christopher Lewis. Stephen Hernandez. Amber Rose Jones. Bradley Philip Bertolini. Ebony Johnson. Scott Carlton Housey. Corey Cornell Flagg Jr. Talia Lynette Dowling. Esma Abdel Jabbar. Jacob Wayne Bowie. Taylor Samantha Joseph. Anna Marie Jones. Carrie Porter Kalinsky. Cindy Elizabeth Laylor. Marika Davy Fortson. Brittany Nicole Hardrick. Rebecca Adriana Hernandez. Ashley Erin Dingle. Tavita Gonidez. Nicholas Ryan Ray Keldobsky. Zane Abadan. Candace Denise Bennett. Ashley Renee Henry. Crystal Allison Cox. Anna Jane Chamberlain. Tanya Marie Benson. Ashley Lynn Davidson. Sarah Jean Covey. Dante Bashara Combs. Daniel John Kulikowski. Jessica Lynn Keys. Amy Lynn Lazar. Heidi Larson Lip. Shireen Danielle Black. Janet Ann Hannes Verdi. Aaliyah Nicole Davis. Hazel Ford. Jasmine Cromer. Rachel Marie Baer. Bonnie Ray Collins. Patricia Lynn Alexander. Brianna Joy Bailey. Cassandra Dion Derrick. Amber Harris. Marcia Latasha Burrell. Kenneth Antonio Thomas Garcia. Adam Paul Darris. Chanel Johnson. Kristen Latoya Jones. Chester Francis Hershey. Jasmine Janae Love. Kelly Ann Heyer. Jacob Elliott. Lisa Hairston. Candace Grace Chupko. Matthew Christopher Joseph. Christian Laurel Anthony. Mitchell David Langell. Danielle Marguerite Blamer. Ashi Aurora. Sujata Akshay Dave. Pamela K. Kapchus. Nicole Lynn Driscoll. Rose Mary Drury. Tanisha Giselle Jarrett. Michelle Lynn Corbet. Danielle Marie Ebel. Shantane Marlena Cato. Danielle Dawn Best. Amanda Marie Cox. JC Lynn Raby. Yesenia Hernandez. Talent Karasali. Alexis Maria Johnson. Stephanie Badan. Danielle Patrice Fitzhugh. Bridget Marie Jabbar. Alicia Lorick. Ingrid Julissa Contreras Merida. Miriam O'Day Aljanabi. Ali Hadi Azadine. Kimberly Ray Hicks. Tangela Broomfield. Cole Thomas Westwood II. Christopher John Douglas. Alyssa Ann Hilton. Myra Shokat. Bushra Usbi Sharif. Stephen Yabs. Kenneth Adam Wood. Justin Andrew Thompson. Jacqueline Marie Winter Sullivan. Vanessa Irene Palmer. Melissa Marie Wojciechowski. Keith Aaron Marshall. Adam Ian Smith. Austin Edwin Thurn. Caitlin Marie Mark. Robert James Westfall III. Kirsten Ruth Wells Kuyawa. Sandra K. Spurnoga. Jacob Lee Wolnowski. Michael John Wagee. Ian Gage Stemberski. Stephanie Ann Simchek. Your first name? Okay. Michael Sporish. Elmira Jean Young. Jacqueline Marie North. Kelsey Lynn Cly. Courtney Nicole Tiedoff. James Thomas Peace Jr. Kristen Ayana Powell. Charles Edward Morris. Ashley Ann Miller. Ryan Thomas Wegman. Leonard Charles Scott III. Rochelle Latrice Swanigan Granito. Carrie Lynn Thompson. Jacqueline Kate Marshall. Raquel Villio. Jacqueline Marie Simmons. Tommy Robert Walker III. Samantha Nicole Week. Shelby Lynn Mason. Ashley Marie Weddle. Beth Ann Yermanovic. Edward Robert Myers Jr. Natalie Carol Robinson. Maluka Mahdi. Valerie Shepard. Clara Ida Spencer. Ebony Weinglass. Neda Radich. Kelly Marie Perkins. Rebecca Sue Woody. Tori Renee Smith. Alice Alicia Mekjin. Lisa Murray. Laura Bethany Nairn. Abigail Villarol. Molly Faye Martin. Danielle Izette Spears. Jenny Wheeler. Luke Richard Price. Mark Anthony Darnell Ratliff. Kenneth William Porter. Corinne Ann Woodruff. Cassandra Jean Shetron. Adriana Ortega. Andrea Marie Valero. Jennifer Lynn Martin. Melissa Ann Singh. Jerome Washington. Lavina Adrienne Williams. Howard Dwayne McCain Jr. Jasmine Janae Powell. Myrtle Ray Robinson. Mark Christopher Poole. DeAbram Turner. Elisha Lene McQueen. Lachelle Elizabeth McFarland. Mier Anjane Price. Taylor John Stritch. Jorge Antonio Ramirez. April May Ostrander. Melanie Diana Montine. Megan Marie Miller. Jeanette Orozco. Becca Mary McConney. Melanie Ann Weinkoff. Jessica Julia Lee Turnbull. Julia Paige Sager. Gabrielle Vitale. Corey Lynn Rowe. Angeles Casada. Jocelyn Polis. Andrea Yvonne Sturzman. Kelly Marie Respondek. Janelle Lynn Smith. Brian Glenn Matson. Dara Elizabeth Slater. Shatavia Nicole Smith. Samantha Anwar Wara. Annie Victoria Willits. Jillian Zaffarana. Jasmine Simone Scales. Dante Malik Scott. Brandon Scott Smothers. William Joseph Sabanek Jr. Matthew Neisel. Dominique Amelia McCaskill. Nicole Robin Wilson. Michael Schmidt. Megan Rose Myers. Michael Stephen Slater Richard. Bradley John Wilson. Michael Christopher Schilling. David Pollock. Chianti Martez Summers. Leah Simone Ray. Gianna Alyn Sullivan. Amber Marie Newsome. Allison Page Mann. Valeria Cosi Leon. Erin Elizabeth McDonald. Shaylin Van Gassen. Douglas Stevenson. Julian Lewis Maiden. Natasha Marie Young. Andrea Wass. Nakaya Peterson. Marcedia Malone. Kevin Michael Walker. Katia Nicole Moore. Jasbir Singh. Caitlin Marie McNally. Jason Edward Sims Sr. Holly Megan Wadsworth. Xavier Cardell Thompson. Kevin Zaka. Angela Sosenka. Stephen Dion Ridley. Ruth Lark Vernacchia. Laura Marie Huff. Stephanie Skeen. Christy Renee Collins. Kelsey Marie Pozervinsky. Melina Lynn Sevanowski. Jacqueline Green. Jessica Rose Weiss. Lisa Pearson. Sharon Zaffarana. Christy Shensky. Margaret Warren. Rachel Marie Muscat. Karen Wickman. William Ray O'Neill. Stephen Nicholas Stefanowski. Amy Nicole Stefanowski. Patrice Margaret Silvaggi. Carlos Alexander Moraine.
My last name is Dreher.
Mary Darnell Dreyer.
Nicholas Eliseo Martinez.
Nicholas Eliseo Martinez. Louis Namajimana. Dwayne Alfred Wilson. Mitchell William Popiel. Jessica Chanel Harris. Carly Nicole Byrne. Ashley Nicole George. Gail Ann Kwiatkowski. Michael Craig King. Nathaniel David Henry Jones.
Oh, congratulations.
Elaine Jean Giroux.
Zilka.
Joseph Michael Zilka. Zhang Ho Ju. Sunroop Chima. Abdullah Hamid Al Nakal. Christina Marie Coleman. Joyce Ann Berta. Jennifer Marie Hathorn. Mama Yata. Samantha Anne-Marie Bigdorian. David Wayne Baylog Jr.
Chelsea Carnes.
Chelsea Marie Carnes.
It's Angel Chanel Hobson.
Angel Chanel Hobson.
Latika Goss.
Latika Goss. Daniel Jacob Boudet. Timothy Lawrence Brown II.
I'm sorry.
Marcy Johnson. Moani Katrina King. Brittany Jean Armbruster. Wanda Felice Johnson. Lanisha Eskridge. Dominica Yvonne Campbell. Alenthea Deshelle Matthews. Anne Mary Villerow. Jacqueline Mahone.
Well, this is the time to offer congratulations to all of the graduates and to all of you as well. I want to thank you for being here and for participating in our ceremony. This is very important to the graduates and very important to all of you and your families as well. Now we'd ask all of you to please remain in your seats until the recessional is completed, and thank you again for coming.